It is 6 o'clock. I will call the Monday, June 23rd school board meeting to order. First, if you can please rise, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Consent agenda. We have approval of minutes for the May 19th as well as the June 9th meeting, as well as the statement of receipts and expenditures for May 2025. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any additional discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, and that passes. Superintendent's report.
Yes, so Mr. Moore is not here tonight, so you'll have me reading the congratulations to our Grafton High School athletes for their spring sports season. We had 16 GHS athletes competing in the state track and field meet. Podium finishers were Tatum Wiedenhoff, shot put third place, 3,200 meter relay team of Callie Faust, Marissa Morgan, Emily Sewell, and Callie Tagliapietra in third place, and the 1,600 meter relay team of Abby Bartholomew, Marissa Morgan, Emily Sewell, and Callie Tagliapietra in sixth place. Other state competitors were the 400-meter relay team of Tyler Deere, Vin Ho, DJ James, and Jack Nelson, 800 relay team of Seva Belusov, Max Glob, Vin Ho, and Jack Nelson, Callie Faust in the 1,600 and 3,200 meter, Evelyn Schatz in the discus, Josie Gasser in the triple jump, Jack Marty in the triple jump, and Tyler Heinley, doesn't say it, but in the long jump. Track and field athletes named academic all-state, cumulative GPA of 3.75 or higher, were Will Brulette, Colin Garvey, Josie Gasser, Abby Gibson, Selena Hawk, Shane McAllister, Nathan Mitchell, and Tyler Swenson. The golf team were North Shore Conference champions and qualified for sectionals as a team. Parker Savitsky was a state individual qualifier as a sophomore and finished 11th overall. First team all-conference honorees were Jake Lydell and Parker. Miles Yeager was second team all-conference honoree, and Kendall Conrad, Miles Yeager, and Billy Race were named academic all-state. Michael Pan was a state qualifier in tennis for the second consecutive year. Sam Cameronese, Luke Mahalik, and Zach Pleer were named second team all-conference in baseball. Riley Bergman, Ava Ernest, and Grace Savaro were named honorable all-mention all-conference in softball. And Braylee Sumner, second team, and Sophia Getz and Josie Getz were honorable mention, were all-conference nominees, all-conference honorees in soccer. And the girls lacrosse co-op team was conference championship. So congratulations to all those student athletes and their coaches and their families. Classes in Grafton Summer Academy kicked off today. They're at GHS with the construction going on at John Long. We don't have any classes over at John Long or Woodview. Typically they're at Woodview with some being at John Long, so they're all at the high school. So as you pull in, you see all these signs directing people of where to go. So thanks to Damon James working with Kate Nestler and a lot of support staff across the district to help make this happen here. We had 1,010 students enrolled this summer for the first session. Programming includes unique enrichment classes for students in 4K through grade 10. We have 257 students enrolled in academic support and 110 students participating in sessions designed to prepare them for a new building. And additionally, 220 students are taking part in strength, speed, and conditioning classes. So thanks to all of our summer school teachers that are involved in our Summer Learning Academy, and excited to get that started today. And construction update, Topher.
Yes, so pleased to give another update on our construction project. So school let out about a week and a half ago. The kids headed home, and the move out went very quickly. Teachers, our Jamie's staff helped with getting those rooms cleared out so that demo people could come in right away and get started with that. So you're going to see a number of pictures from our interior remodel, but I will just start with the substantially completed building addition. So here you can see one of the hallways as well as one of the classrooms, just with a sink piece to put in. On the right, you'll even see that the TV, not the TV, it's called the new line is there. It's ready to be installed. So the new building addition, substantially complete. Here are the bathrooms that are in the new building addition, as well as the exterior brick that has wrapped around the exterior of the building. Then moving inside, So as you know, I know that Jeff shared that video of some of the demo that was going on. That went very quickly. So this is the cafeteria. It's been demoed. It's ready to start being framed. That's set to be complete right around August 12th. Here is the main office and expanded health room. You can see that the demo has occurred. They've already built some of the framing on the exterior of the main office and are ready for more of the framing to move that reception desk to an area where it can see the vestibule. And here's the teacher lounge, and then on the right you can see the teacher lounge bathroom. They already have flooring in for that space. And then on the left, we have the remodel of the existing science room. Demo is done, so that's ready to move forward. And on the right, the new science room, that's replacing the one that essentially was displaced by the expanded cafeteria and servery. That is all demoed and ready to start moving forward as well. Again, you'll see the dates on there of the anticipated finish date, July 29th for the existing science room, August 12th for the new science room. This is LMC. You can see that it's already been framed out. Obviously, there isn't any power right now. That's why you have the very spooky lighting right there with these pictures. But lighting, power is going to be put back on, I believe, July 3rd. But here you can see the LMC and how it's already framed out with that remodel. Then with the exterior, we're going to have site work moving forward with the parking, the landscaping. That would be set to be substantially complete August 11th. So as I said, July 3rd, power is anticipated to be turned back on. Landscaping, exterior work anticipated to be complete August 11th, with the remodel substantially completed August 18th, with a ribbon cutting ceremony to follow. So this is the schedule. It has remained the same, and we've moved forward with it each month. So this is the update. We are on schedule for everything we need for opening school next year. And this is just the updated budget. We were right around, I think it was 39% invoiced out to date last month. Now we moved up to 49%. Those will be the primary changes that we see as we start getting invoiced for these various projects. Any questions on the construction update?
The power out, is that due to the switchgear replacement that's been completed?
That is, so Jamie, switchgear.
Yes, switchgear and transformer.
Okay. Great. Thanks, Jamie.
So we want to give a big thanks to our staff, though. They really did a lot of work before school ended, so that on Wednesday, when the students left, they immediately began moving rooms or moving their stuff into various areas. Our custodial team just jumped in right away. We brought an outside group in to help us move, and we didn't need them as long as we had contracted them for, because our staff was so ahead of schedule, which was great. So we really appreciated our staff really being part of the team and jumping on this, which allowed C.G. Schmidt to get into some of our spaces even maybe 4, 5, 6 hours earlier. They worked over the weekend, last weekend, again this weekend, to get ahead of schedule. So all these things are going to be completed no later than that date, and so we appreciate that. So moving along very well. And then last but not least for my report, we had our annual administrator retreat today with our leadership team. I want to thank the Kazmarek Center for Human Performance for hosting us. Great location for us, nice and close. We had an opportunity as a team to reflect on our 24-25 school year and accomplishments and challenges as we look forward. Review some student data with academic data, some survey data from students, from parents, and from our staff. We'll review that again with the board on August 13th. So we look forward to looking at that, looking at our Vision 2030 and KPIs that we have with that. But appreciate our team and the work that we had today. Looking forward to a great 25-26 as we round out 24-25. So that concludes my report.
Any questions for Mr. Nelson? Okay, good news. Thank you. All right, that brings us to public comment. I received one email today, which I forwarded on to the board. That was the only email I received since the last meeting. The board recognizes the value of public comment and will adhere to the following guidelines that are established in policy 0167.3, public comment at board meetings. Comments should be directed to board president. Comments should focus on topics within legitimate jurisdiction of the board. No action or discussion will ensue based on public comment unless the topic being discussed is already an agenda item. Before speaking, please state your name, address, and group affiliation if applicable, and statements are to be limited to 3 minutes in length. Is there anyone that would like to address the board?
Hi, Nicole Kroll, 1248 Marina Drive. Oh my God, I hate this microphone. I just want to start, I am a Grafton Education Foundation member. So I'm here basically to thank you all for being a part of the Color Blast on the last day of school, specifically Sean, Bob, Steve, and Mark. Thank you for serving at Sahala. We had 566 total registered that day. Every year it's going up, which is exciting. I think it's becoming a well-loved last day of school tradition now. We are still getting money in from the businesses that we partnered with, but I'm pretty sure we reached our goal of $10,000, which is amazing for a one-day, 1 mile run. We will have several of our fundraisers returning this coming fall. Seeds to Harvest, Portraits in the Park, and the Trivia Night will be back. We're always looking for more ways to raise money for the district, but a goal this year of ours is to grow our board. So we have a lot of great members on our board, staff, parents, families, but we're really looking to get some members from businesses in Grafton onto our board. We think it will create a stronger alliance for both the education and the community of Grafton. So thanks again, and I hate this microphone, and we're excited for more fundraising next year. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, we will go to item C, personnel report.
Yes, we would ask for approval for Kristen Bork, art teacher, .67 FTE at John Long Middle School, and Tegan Mirren, social studies teacher, .75 FTE at Grafton High School, as well as the resignation of Cassidy Perkins, special education teacher at Kennedy Elementary School. And the information only, we have for our new hires, we have Carrie Bezzi, kindergarten aide at Kennedy Elementary School, Julie Baumgartner, kindergarten aide at Kennedy, Melissa Shively, special ed aide at Kennedy, and Tricia Van Stursensen, EL aide at John Long Middle School. And then resignations of Chris Cascary-Doherty, kindergarten aide at Kennedy, and Sarah Mueller, administrative assistant at John Long Middle School.
Any questions on the presented personnel report? Where does this put us with new hires and still open positions?
We have the special ed teacher that just resigned last week, so we have that's been posted, that's open, and we have a couple support staff positions as well, and that's it, though.
Good, great. All right, seeing no questions, we'll take these in two. So first, I would look for a motion to approve the new hire of Kristen Bork, art teacher, .675, John Long Middle School, and Tegan Mirren, social studies teacher, .75, Grafton High School.
So moved. Second.
First and a second, additional discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. And also resignation of Cassidy Perkins, special education teacher, Kennedy Elementary School.
So moved.
Second.
Additional discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? And that passes. So we welcome Kristen and Tegan to the district, and we thank Cassidy for her time here as well as the other informational only. Item D, summer teaching contracts, advanced approval.
Yes, and the resignation of the special ed teacher is a good example of this, where we'd ask for the board to give advance approval for administration to be able to hire teachers leading up to the July board meeting, and then between the July and August board meeting, or after the August board meeting if needed, in order to secure our best candidates. If we wait until our next board meeting, then those candidates, if they have a current job, they won't resign until they've been released from their current contract or vice versa. So they'll need to be able to say, we have a contract with us before they resign from their current job. And if we have to wait and then those board meetings don't align, then it causes a further delay, and then doesn't allow us to get them involved with LBC, some of our planning that occurs over the summer, and so forth. We started doing this a couple of years ago, and it's been very helpful for administration to be able to interview, bring in the best candidate, offer the position, bring that contract to the board at the next board meeting, but allow us to get our staff filled as quickly as possible. So we would ask for advance approval by the board of those teacher contracts for those dates.
Comments or questions? Okay, seeing none, I would look for a motion to approve advance approval by the Board of Teacher contracts extended to candidates vacancies that are filled prior to the July board meeting, between July and August board meeting, or after the August board meeting.
So moved. Second.
First and a second, additional discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, and that passes. E, 2025-26 preliminary budget approval.
Yes, administration is pleased to bring a preliminary budget that is balanced for your approval for use July 1st. Taking a look at the revenue, increases in revenue are driven primarily by the $325 increase to the maximum revenue per member allowed. That resulted in about $675,000 in additional revenue. In addition to getting more, being allowed to raise more money per student, we have many more students. Increase of 36 students to our 3-year membership average, which generated a little over $400,000 in revenue that we can use in the district. Net revenue for open enrollment is expected to decrease again. This is due to open enrollment seats being limited. As resident enrollment increases, more people move into the district. We have less open seats available for open enrollment. Thus, we do see some decline, or expected to see decline again in the upcoming year for open enrollment net revenue. Another piece of the pie, if you will, would be special state special education aid. As a reminder, in the current biennial budget just ending, it was anticipated when it was passed, they provided enough special ed aid to cover 33.3% of costs that weren't covered by federal funds. In reality, it's only 30.6% that we're receiving this year in terms of reimbursement for prior year costs. It is some certain, not some sufficient, so we can't really count on it. We can't plan on getting that full amount. So right now, we're assuming that nothing changes. We don't have a state budget passed. We're assuming the state budget stays as is, right around that 30% reimbursement rate. So all told, it's a little over $1 million in revenue, 3.8%. You can see that trend consistent with what we've seen over the past few years with our increasing enrollment. In terms of expenditures, we do have salary and wage increases in this budget that have already been approved by the board for teachers, education aides, and support staff. 10% assumed increase in health insurance premiums. Of course, in March, we took a look at staffing needs. With increased enrollment, we need increased staff FTE. We have been up to this point assuming all new hires would select family benefits. However, many have already made their selections, but we do still have some new hires that have not yet either been hired or have not yet made their benefit selection. So there's a mix of assumed family benefits and other people who have made those selections. And another piece, that increase in the electric and gas rates of 9 to 10%, and of course a fairly substantial increase percentage-wise, that 50% for water and sewer utility from the village. Overall, $1.08 million increase in expenditures, at 3.8%, resulting in a balanced budget. And here you can see that continues the trend over the past few years, as we have had increased staff, provided raises, had health insurance premiums go up. We're seeing yet another increase in our expenditures to pay for the increasing cost of education. This would result, a balanced budget would result, assuming that we end up even at the end of this current year, of about $6.3 million, or a 21.3% fund balance ratio. Next steps in the budget, we may see a state biennial budget passed in July. There's some question as to whether or not That will happen in July, or if it will be delayed, but that may happen in July. In September, we will have a budget hearing and annual meeting. And then in October, we anticipate receiving final state budget information, which we would use to finalize the budget and certify the levy at the October board meeting. Any questions on this preliminary budget that's being brought forward for approval for use starting July 1st?
Wilford, is this the year that we have a drop-off of past, what was the calculation for 2-year average? We increase?
We haven't had to, in terms of the exemption for decrease in enrollment, that ended a couple of years ago, so we don't have any of that dropping off.
Okay.
So unlike other districts that, even if they're getting an increase in revenue, have a piece dropping off, which creates budget challenges, we are increasing enrollment, which is why we find ourselves with a balanced budget, whereas our neighbors, for the most part, are struggling to get to balanced at the current point.
What are the big expenses between now and October?
Say that
Are there
again?
any big expenses between now and October? Right, this is just a guess till October.
You mean changes in the budget that we would see?
Yeah, what do we have to spend money on that's big between now and?
Nothing out of the unusual. Obviously, Fund 49, we're spending that money for that piece. We'll have some projects that we're spending in Fund 46. Again, not really impacting Fund 10. We'll start payroll in September. So heading into October, we'll have some payroll starting up. But otherwise, nothing that is anticipated to be out of the norm.
Any other questions, comments? So are you looking for a vote on this or information only?
Looking for approval tonight, yes.
All right, so with that said, do we have a motion to approve the preliminary budget as presented?
So moved.
Second?
Additional discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, and that passes. So thank you, Topher, for all the work on that. Item F, WIA membership renewal.
Yes, the WIA has moved to an electronic form to join or be part of the WIA. And so in your packet is the electronic form that we sign off on, but we need to be authorized by the school board to be in the WIA for next school year. So we are asking for board approval to be part of the WIA for our student athletes.
Okay, and then just to summarize again, we'll be where next year? Our conference.
We will, I think, I'm like, where? We'll wear orange and black, but where we'll be, got you. We will be in the glacier trails for, no, yes, no, where I don't know where we are. Other than football, we're moving to, yeah, so North Shore has been broken up, so we'll be part of the 17 for all the sports except football. We're still in the Woodland for one more year in football, then we'll move to the Glacier Trails the following year for football only, and then the year after that may change as well. It's every 2 years, there can be conference realignment, and they have football opposite of the other sports.
Clear.
Clear as mud?
Until the
Yeah.
next change.
I know, yeah.
All right, did we have a motion and approval on that?
So moved. Second?
Additional discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, and that passes. Thank you very much. G, SWSA membership renewal.
Yes, we've been involved with the SWSA for longer than I've been here. And they advocate on behalf of school districts across the state. And we are able to attend their monthly meetings, get guidance and feedback from various pieces, and keep abreast of the changes at the legislature and how they advocate for us. And so we would ask for board approval for us to renew our membership in the Southeastern Wisconsin Schools Alliance for next school year. They've attached their budget and the revenues that they bring in and expenses and so forth.
And Bob, you're our representative, correct?
Correct.
Excellent. All right, any comments, questions? We'll look for a motion to approve the SWSA contract.
So moved.
Second.
First and second. Any additional discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, and that passes. We got some second readings for policy.
Yes, last month we had a number of revised policies that we approved. This month, and we had 4 policies last month that we did a first read on. Those 4 are back for the second read this month. They are policy 2370, educational options provided by the district. That's really a new policy for us. Policy 244001, summer or interim school attendance. Policy 5411, third grade promotion and retention at risk students. And policy 8125, consultants. So this is second read of these policies for approval.
First read was last month. Any questions on any of the policies as presented? Okay, so do we have to do these? You can do them all together. Okay. All right, seeing no questions, I would look for a motion to approve policy 2370, educational options provided by the district, policy 2440.01, summer or interim school attendance, policy 5411, third grade promotion and retention at risk students, and policy 8125, consultants.
So moved.
Second.
First and a second, additional discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, and that passes. Thank you for the work of the policy committee. Aye, student overnight trip requests.
Yes, we would ask for board approval for our GHS Future Business Leaders of America, the FBLA group that's heading to the National Leadership Competition in Anaheim, California. Barry Slaminski is our advisor for that. You'll notice there's a male coach from another school will be available in case of an emergency. They partnered together. Tanner Packy and Sashi Makani are the students that are going, but the opportunity for them to participate in some FBLA activities at the national level. They've done fundraising through the Hawk's Nest and some sponsorships from local businesses with parents funding the rest of that. So they qualified by competing in the January and state leadership competition in April, and so we'd ask for board approval.
Any comments or questions on the FBLA trip? Seeing none, I would look for a motion to approve the National Leadership Competition trip as presented.
So moved. Second.
Any additional discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, and that passes. Gift reports.
Yes, we have a number of gift reports that we'd ask for board approval for tonight, one being from Capco. Jim Kazmarek is the contact person. The donation is going towards the Hawks program, so a restricted gift of $10,000, which helps funds that program. We have Alice Kay, who's making a donation for the Student Success Center classroom in the amount of $500, so a designated restricted gift towards that. Bob Mallon, making a donation for our Skills USA students in the amount of $4,000. In Newman Chevrolet, Chad Curran is the rep, a cash donation for Skills USA for $500, so restricted gift. The estate of Ellen L. McDowell made a donation of a 2010 Subaru Legacy, valued at $6,551, a restricted gift towards the automotive department. Our Grafton Athletic Booster Club, Ben Brehen, for the GHS wrestling team, a GHS wrestling mat, restricted gift in the amount of $10,352. Also, the Grafton Athletic Booster Club with Ben Brehen of the GHS girls basketball team in the amount of $1,500 for them to attend a camp. We have safety connections with Jim Lurkey, GHS dance team, of a restricted gift of $500 towards the GHS team dance camp. And then we have Office Depot, Justin Braywick, towards Woodview Elementary School, an Office Depot gift card in the amount of $1,279.05. And we'd ask for board approval for these donations.
Any questions on the gift report as presented? Seeing none, I would look for a motion to approve the gift report as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Additional discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Abstain, sorry.
And that passes. Yes, thank you to everyone for their generosity, and we'll get a note out for them for this, so. Thank you. Our next board meeting will be Monday, July 28th, and we'll have it here at the Grafton School, at Grafton High School. Brings us to adjournment. The Board of Education will consider a motion to convene in closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute 19.85, Section 1, subsection C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility for purpose of considering, 1, administrator compensation, and 2, performance-related data of the superintendent for a quarterly review. Do we have a motion to go into closed?
So moved?
Second.
We'll take a voice vote.
Yes?
Yes.
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 And yes, we are closed. Thank you, everyone.